Before we begin this journey into one of South Africa's most overlooked but surprisingly valuable coins, make sure to subscribe right now so you never miss out on rare coin discoveries, hidden treasure stories, and powerful information that can help you turn small pieces of metal into serious profits. Now let's get straight into today's coin, because what I'm about to share will genuinely surprise many collectors, especially those in the age group of 55 to 65 who grew up seeing coins like this one in circulation, but never imagined that one day they could become sought-after collectibles. Today's focus is the South Africa 5 cents from 1968, a tiny copper-nickel coin that most people handled casually in their everyday lives decades ago. Back then, nobody paid attention to such small-value coins because they were simply a means of buying a loaf of bread or a newspaper. But time has a way of transforming the ordinary into the extraordinary, and this coin is a perfect example of that transformation. For older collectors watching, this coin might feel nostalgic, reminding you of the era when coins had weight, character, and meaning. And for newer collectors, this coin represents an opportunity, a reminder that history is not always expensive to enter, and sometimes the smallest objects carry the biggest stories. The 1968 5 cents coin was struck during a period when South Africa's coinage was transitioning into a modern identity after adopting the decimal system in 1961. This shift brought with it a new generation of coins, each one designed to reflect the nation's wildlife, landscape, and heritage. The 5 cents coin carries the image of the blue crane, a graceful bird known for its elegance and calm presence. To many South Africans, the blue crane was more than a bird. It was a symbol of freedom, movement, and the beauty of the land. The designers chose it for a reason. They wanted even the smallest coin in circulation to remind people of their natural heritage. And decades later, that design is one of the key reasons collectors are drawn to this coin. When you hold a 1968 5 cents coin in your hand, you're holding a piece of history that has survived more than half a century. Half a century of being passed from hand to hand, pocket to pocket, generation to generation. A coin that might have been used in busy markets, quiet shops, at bus stations, and in rural towns. Every scratch, every mark, every slight discoloration tells a silent story of where the coin has been. For collectors, especially experienced ones in their mid-50s to mid-60s, this emotional connection matters deeply. It's not just about money. It's about memory, about holding on to a time that feels like it passed too quickly. But beyond nostalgia, there is something even more interesting about this particular year. The mintage of the 1968 5 cents coin wasn't extremely high, and unlike later years, far fewer high-grade examples have survived. Many were used heavily in circulation, and small coins were rarely saved. Most people kept large-value coins, not the tiny 5-cent pieces. That's exactly why today the number of well-preserved 1968 5 cents coins is very limited. And scarcity is the fuel that drives the modern coin market. Collectors who've been active for decades know that small, early decimal South African coins can often outperform expectations when it comes to value, especially in top condition. The thing about coins like this one is that they don't attract attention immediately. The sharp-eyed collectors spot the opportunity first, and then the broader market catches up. We've seen this pattern with many pieces. They start slow, then suddenly prices rise because more people realize what they missed. That's why serious collectors always say that the best time to buy a rare coin is before everyone else discovers its rarity. Now, let's talk about condition, because with this coin, condition changes everything. A heavily circulated piece with scratches, wear, and dull surfaces will not produce excitement in the market. It will be worth only a small amount. But if you find a 1968 5 cents coin with sharp details, clean surfaces, strong luster, and minimal marks, then you are holding something that becomes extremely desirable at auctions. High-grade examples of this coin are genuinely rare, and as more collectors search for them, the value continues to rise. Many older collectors watching this video understand how difficult it is to find small coins in high grade. Because they were used so heavily in daily transactions, they wore out faster than larger coins. Children handled them. Cashiers threw them in drawers. People carried them loose in pockets. All of that adds wear. So when a 1968 5 cents coin survives in near-perfect condition, it stands out sharply from the majority. That rarity in condition is what pushes some collectors to pay surprisingly high prices. Another reason this coin has captured attention in recent years is the rising global interest in South African collectibles. The country's coins, especially those from the 1960s and 1970s, are now attracting international buyers. Collectors from Europe, the United States, Asia, and even Australia have started researching these pieces, expanding the demand far beyond South Africa. With global demand rising and the supply of high-quality coins remaining extremely limited, the value naturally climbs. What's also interesting is how modern collectors approach coins. In the past, people used to look for big silver coins or gold coins because they were flashy and heavy. But today, collectors appreciate history, rarity, and story more than metal content. That shift has opened the door for coins like the 1968 5 cents. Its small size doesn't limit its desirability. Instead, its design, age, and scarcity elevate it. The blue cranebird motif gives the coin a distinctive artistic identity, something that is both simple and elegant, and that appeals strongly to collectors who enjoy minimalist wildlife themes. Even if you are not a professional coin collector, you can appreciate the design and craftsmanship of this coin. The small details, the proportion of the bird, the lettering, the smooth rim, all show the careful work of engravers and mint technicians who took pride in their craft. At a time when machines and technology were improving but still relied heavily on manual oversight, producing coins that remained consistent from piece to piece required skill. That craftsmanship adds another layer of historical value. Collectors between the ages of 55 and 65 often share stories about these coins. Many remember earning them for small tasks, receiving them as change, or saving them in jars. For them, discovering that such a tiny coin now has serious monetary potential is both surprising and exciting. It shows how time transforms value and how objects we once ignored can return later in life with new significance. There's also a practical reason why this coin has grown in popularity. As more people enter the world of coin collecting, they initially look for accessible coins that aren't too expensive to start with but have strong potential for value growth. The 1968 5 cents fits perfectly into that category. It is a coin that can still be found, but not easily. It has rarity, but not so extreme that collectors give up. It has beauty, history, and market demand. All the ingredients of a strong collectible. The coin also represents an era of stability in South Africa's minting process, with the South African Mint refining its designs and production quality. That stability and identity make the coins from the 1960s more appealing to collectors who seek systematic completeness. A full decimal collection, for example, cannot be complete without the 1968 5 cents. And serious collectors always want completeness. So the competition for these coins increases year by year. Many coins from the 1960s have peaked in value already, but the 1968 5 cents is still in its upward phase. This is why knowledgeable collectors are quietly acquiring high-grade examples now, before prices surge even higher. The coin market works like a pendulum. Some coins get hot, cool down, then rise again. But coins with extremely limited high-grade survival rates, like this one, tend to steadily rise because collectors cannot find them easily. Older men in the 55 to 65 age group know that patience is key in collecting. You may hold a coin for years before it reaches its true value. And that is what makes the 1968 5 cents so interesting. Its climb is steady, not sudden. It grows with time, slowly rewarding those who recognize its potential early. Oh, now the big question every viewer has is, what is the value of this coin today? What is the market actually paying for a top condition example? And the answer is what shocks most people, especially those who once handled this coin casually. In extremely high grade, the South Africa 5 cents 1968 can reach an impressive value of $36,000.